The new album effect on Nigerian Apple chart is something that we got to understand at this level. A lot of people are making noise about Wizkid dropping his Morayo album and sitting that on Apple chart, but they don't really understand the new album effect on Apple chart. I need to actually explain it to a lot of people out there so that they will get to understand and not make much noise about it. And before we dive into the story, Wizkid recently dropped his album Morayo, and that album is getting a lot of attention and airplay right now, and some people are saying that it's the biggest album of Wizkid, but you can't judge that yet until a certain time where the album begins to sit very well. That is something I got to understand. But before I jump right into this, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos. Davido is coming out in his new birthday message to say that my eye don't see shege, but steadily my fans see the shout shake. That is what Davido has actually come out to say, and a lot of people can understand it from a different point of view. Davido remains one of the most hated artists in Nigeria based on the story we are really getting. A lot of people, they are not in love with Davido. Anything he does is always bad for them, and I think that hatred stems from a lot of things and a lot of factors. The likes of Sanclef will actually explain better to an extent. And one thing I understand about all of this is that in Nigeria, when you come from a rich background, you are always a problem of the society. The rich people are always a problem of the society. And this started as a result of politicians using this as a measure to actually convince their electorate, where they will say, yes, I'm going to collect the money from the rich people and give to you, the poor people, and the rest. And the poor people are easily brainwashed and they will decide to vote for them and all those kind of things. And this is the resultant effect right now. Davido is from a rich background, and a lot of people, they are not interested in accomplishments of Davido or the talent or the quality of music of Davido. All they are interested in is hating Davido, and they can always express it on social media. I see that always. The likes of Sanclef and Wizkid is joining, and the FCs of Wizkid, they are really toxic to an extent. That is something I believe. I'm not hiding my face to say this. They are really toxic to an extent because most of them, they are senseless when it comes to these kind of things. You know, wishing somebody's death and then encouraging the person to do that more and more, that is really a height of wickedness to an extent. That is something I will say. But let's talk about the new album effect on Apple chart so that a lot of people will get to understand it better. Wizkid recently dropped his Morayo album, and that album is sitting on top Apple chart in Nigeria, but it's too quick for us to judging the success of that album because we understand the new album effect on this chart. That is something you need to understand. When Davido did Timeless and throw it out there or drops his Timeless album, it was still doing massively the same. That is something you need to understand because from 1 to like 16 or 12, was really occupied by Davido at that time, and that is what we are really getting from Wizkid to an extent. And a lot of people are quick to use it to judge and say a lot of things. I'm going to show you some things, some of the opinions of critical thinkers on the album Morayo by Wizkid, and so that you get to understand it better. When you talk about a new album effect, there are some key factors you need to take note of so that you will get to understand it better. When an artist put out a particular album or a song there, his fans out there are busy streaming, trying to download and trying to stream and all those kind of things. So you will understand that that will lead to a surge of that particular album or that particular song on chart, and after a while it starts settling. That is when you will know that, okay, this particular song, is it performing better or not? That is something a lot of people need to actually understand about all of this. I'm not saying that the statistics of the album effect is not really recorded. It's recorded and is always really used in some cases to judge the performance of album. But you need to understand that it's too early for us to actually judge whether Wizkid's Morayo is a success or not. Yes, when Wizkid actually dropped this album, he was able to displace the likes of Davido, the likes of Kendrick Lamar from Apple chart. A lot of people are now highlighting that and saying a lot of things about that. Can it sustain the tempo? That is the question we should be asking ourselves right now, whether it will sit there for so long. When an artist drop an album, the effect is called the new album effect on chart, and some keynotes you need to understand why this album will do well on chart, especially first 24 hours of dropping that album. These factors include debut position. This is another effect a lot of people are really seeing right now with the recent Morayo's album, the Timeless album of Davido, and a lot of others. The debut position is going to change and is going to displace a lot of people to other positions until the album starts settling proper. That is something you need to understand about that, because a lot of people are streaming, a lot of others are now downloading. That is having a surge on that particular chart, and that is helping the song to sit on top of the chart. Increased streaming and download has also a big impact on new album. That is something you need to understand, because a lot of people want to hear what he did this album, what has he done with this album, what are the songs and all those kind of things. So that has an effect to an extent, and some people are still downloading that particular album, and that is a big story for us to actually understand at this point in time. This will ultimately lead to a shift in chart ranking. That is what you are seeing now with the Morayo's album. One thing you need to understand is that we cannot really judge the success of this album based on the recent surge new album effect, but we need to wait for some time to start judging the success of this new album. What is your own take about all of this? I want you to put that in the comment section so that you can have a take on this particular story. Before I jump off, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos, and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos.